We are David, Sarah, and Evelyn Carroll, missionaries to Amazonas, Brazil. In November of 2012, we finished our first term of 4 years on the field, where our goal is to raise up leaders in the Amazon. Our first year on the field was spent in South Brazil, where we learned Portuguese and had our first child, Evelyn. We then moved to São Paulo de Olivença, where we did a 4-month internship with veteran missionaries Al and Kim Yoder. In March of 2010, we moved to Santo Antônio do Içá, where we began helping out in the youth group, doing discipleships, and going to an Indian village named Betania. Gradually, our ministries evolved into even deeper discipleship opportunities. Sarah started classes for girls between ages 5 and 12 in cooking and sewing, in which she also shares a Bible story. At the end of each 6 to 10 week session, she has a slumber party or a picnic in which all the girls attend, show off what they have learned, and hear how they can deepen their relationship with God. She has seen several girls hear Bible stories for the first time, several accept Christ, and also been able to do a Bible study with others. I started a seminary this past year. We started out studying Old and New Testament survey, along with theology. After Old Testament and New Testament, we studied hermeneutics, homiletics, evangelism, and discipleship. The theology class lasted the whole year. The classes meet 3 times a week for 2 hours during the afternoon. On Tuesdays, I go to Betania, an Indian village a little less than an hour away by speedboat. Classes have grown since we mainly started doing Bible storytelling. This has been a great opportunity in leadership training, as I have had a couple men go with me and even do some of the teaching. It gets them experience and at the same time shows the others that not just the missionary can do the teaching. We tell the same Bible story 3 times, and then I have the Indians tell it in little groups. Sarah and I are also involved in several small groups. In mid-2011, we started having a small group from our church over for a potluck style lunch. The group has remained faithful and grown together through trials and fun times. On Thursday nights, we have the older youth group in our house. We do a Bible study usually out of one book like James, Philippians, 1 John, or Genesis. The group has been a blessing and we often have special dinners together. On Tuesday night, Sarah and I help out with small groups within the teen group where we get to know them a little bit and pray together. For most of the first term, I tried to start a men's group, but it did not seem to work. In March of 2012, Sarah suggested doing an early breakfast together. So at 6:30 in the morning on Tuesdays, we do a breakfast. There have been several faithful men, and it seems to be a blessing. Of course, all the women were jealous of our breakfast together, so Sarah started one for women on Sunday mornings, and it took no time to take off. I'm also involved in preaching at the church, where I usually know I'm to preach anywhere from a week ahead of time to the point during the service when you realize there's no other preacher for that service. At a church anniversary in Betania, I was asked to preach as I walked into the service an hour late. Besides all of our weekly requirements, we are involved in random events that are mainly evangelistic. Soccer is huge in Brazil, and I love running soccer tournaments. We mainly do tournaments for kids, youth, and women. During the tournament, we have a stop and think section, where we challenge them about God. This last year, we also organized a Judgment Day play in which we saw many come and hear a presentation of the gospel. But after talking about all the organization and opportunities we have, probably the most efficient work is done by relationship building. Through organizing and working hard and spending time with the Brazilians, we hope that they see the love of God through us.